All right, a little bit of Dynamite. Now, guys, this was surprising. Now, I know that AEW has improved. Admittedly, I won't say I didn't notice. I have been dealing with an injury. But I knew that one of the problems they had before the uptick in ratings and, well, ticket sales was they were not focusing on story. Look what we got here. Normally, how many matches you normally see in the AEW? About 6, sometimes 5, 6, maybe 7. We got 4. 4 general matches that were allowed to have time. Now, you could say, well, they shouldn't have had time, some of them. Others should have had more time. Fine. But they made a very strong emphasis on telling a story here. You may not always agree about what stories they're doing, but at least this show has a excuse me. This show has a good emphasis on building story. Finally, I can easily say this show was not that bad. What we've been seeing all this time has always been, well, we done matches here with no real payoff. We done matches there. It didn't mean anything. No real... It was like they didn't care about the wrestlers. Just letting a wrestler just go in the ring and wrestle is not enough anymore. People always say it is enough. It isn't. So what we got here was storytelling. Now, some of it still needs to be really just gotten rid of, but other things, I will agree, has been done well. What did we get in the very beginning of the show? We got the backstage. Well, not even backstage, where the area where they are in Edmonton. The building they were in, where there was a lot of freight and everything. We saw United Empire with Windsor and her man face the Death Riders. Now, it's due to the fact that just one person wants to get his hands on one other person. That's Mox and Will. That's going on. Now, I'm going to tell you this. It has not been good with Jon Moxley. It has not. It is impossible to make any sense of what they've been doing with the Death Riders and him. Is he a heel? No. He switches to a face. Are the Death Riders heels? Yes. But then when they're working with Jon, it's almost like they need to go face. But they're not. Then you see Jon with them. Then he turns heel again. And instead of just staying one way, and he's not a betweener, he's been flipping back and forth, which has been chaotic. And the worst thing, he should be by himself already. He should not be with the Death Riders. The Death Riders need to be disbanded. Or, new leader, which could have been Claudio, which could have been Pac, which should actually be Pac, but it ain't. So we get this fight, and we get a match at the end of the show, which I'll talk about in a minute. Now, the first real match, we get Queen Aminala back after, 5 months. Going against a little bit of rosy cheeks, sexy body, full of positivity, a little bit of Willow Nightingale. The match was okay. But then you see Hiro Kushida. How long has it been since you guys seen her on Dynamite? Whether she's on ROH or Collision, I have not seen her on Dynamite in so long. When I first saw her, I forgot who she was. And I like Hiro Kushida. Until before they even said it, I said, wait a minute, who is this? Who is Japanese? It's Hiro Kushida. I have not seen her in so long, and now she's acting very brutish, like she's angry. And they said simply, she had a match with Willow and lost, and she's pissed about it. Does that mean she's a heel now? It would be interesting to see her as a heel and be on the main show when she used to be there. But we watch her, and at one point, Queen Aminata almost looked like she got her arm dislocated. Now, I do believe I got a shot of it. It's in my face. When she get away from me, in other words, when you got that charge by Willow and just shoves her away, her arm got caught on the ring rope. And remember, they're steel. They're not nylon. They're not like real ropes. They're steel cables. I thought she might have dislocated her arm the way she got her arm caught in it. But she seemed to be all right, hopefully, because she just came back. And she did lose the match, but now supposedly Shida is going to get something, I'm sure. And we didn't see it. We didn't see any of it on Collision. And it would have been nice if we had just at least seen a little segment, because not everyone is watching Collision. But this is what we got. Next match, Ciampa versus Dorado. This is the thing. As it stands right now, Ciampa feels like damaged goods. It doesn't mean they can't repair him. It doesn't mean they can't rebuild him. But after he won the TNT title, which now Kyle has to vacate because he's injured, I'm like, what was the point of that story with him? It just felt like a waste, and he feels like damaged goods. They got a lot of work to do to get Ciampa meaning something to me personally. Other people may be fine with him, but I'm not. Dorada, I didn't expect him to win. There was no way he was going to win, and he didn't. So now, what does that mean for Tommaso Ciampa? I don't know. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but they got a lot of work. Not just letting him win matches, but letting him tell a story. Let him talk. At least enough. He doesn't have to be a big talker. I mean, he can talk. But I understand that Tommaso Ciampa wants to prove that he's a better wrestler than anybody there is. He wanted to make sure that people understood the way they were booking him in WWE is not the way he wanted. They just made him do matches. Made him do whimsical stuff. Made him do... And that's not what he wanted. He could talk when it's necessary, and he could do wrestling when it's necessary. That's what I'm hoping. Next match. The Chaos in Canada. Let me give it like this. Did I care about the match? No, it was not about the match. It was about trying to set up for Kenny. No, not Kenny, sorry. I'm still thinking about Kenny and MJF. Thinking about how that really went while I'm talking about this. It's like I got this going and then this is in the back of my head. But when it comes to Will and Mox, that's all this was about. Now, of course, the United Empire won. But I got to say this, I'm worried about Claudio Castagnoli because of this. I believe you see it in my face. When the new guy, I can't remember what his name is because the first time I saw him, supposedly he's now the youngest champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I can't remember which title. When he decided to jump off that ladder, he literally landed on the right leg of Claudio, and his ankle bent this way. Oh, that hurt, man. I'm hoping he didn't tear any ligaments. He looked like he was able to walk, but you never know. He could have been injured. And I'm hoping he's not injured because they already got like 2 people out, and you don't need Claudio out either. You don't need him out. And I'm like, damn. But in the end, of course, he won, and Claudio was the one who saved a little bit of John before he looked like he was getting a Tiger Driver 91. It's possible. He could be hurt, so I'm hoping he's fine. Now, with all the pleasantries of wrestling there, we got a lot of content in the back. Let me give you like this. When you see... Oh, almost forgot about the trios match. Sorry. I did forget about the trios match. Was it a trios match? Wait a minute. I know I'm missing something. Let's see. Where is it? It's on my notes. Oh, yes. I forgot about the Don Callis family with Andrade, and I totally forgot about it. Let me give it to you like this. That trios match, when you look at it, I'm like, what are we getting for the national champion? Jack Perry, not much. When you look at what happened with, I'm like, Bandito, doesn't matter. because it was supposed to be Brody King that was going to be in that match. He had to be replaced. And when you see about Darby Allin, that's all that matters. Andrade was the only thing that mattered, and Darby Allin is all that mattered because of what's going on in when you look at Dynasty, and that it's not also Andrade getting this opportunity, it's only Darby Allin. Because that's what made me mess up when it came to the Don Callis family, dealing with Darby Allin, Bandito, and Jack Perry. It's that you are allowing Darby to face Andrade, but not letting Andrade get the opportunity as well to go for the number one contendership for whoever wins, either Kenny Omega or MJF. That is the thing that's messing with me, because they're pushing him. They're pushing Andrade. But Andrade's not going to get the shot. The only thing he's got to do is just prevent him from doing it. And I'm like, really? I'm not liking it. Now, you're going to say, well, dude, look what happened. Look at the decision that was made. If Andrade does beat him, MJF was going to give him the opportunity to be able to get a shot. That is not enough. It's not enough for me personally. But you get my point. Now, let me say this about CNC. Cope and Cage. Hearing that they are coming for FTR, they're coming for their titles, I'm fine with. This is long overdue. Seeing the person that had the most personality is hearing Christian say, as a father figure, I had to go and talk to your mothers. And that was for Dax and Cash. And he said, and when I talk about going to talk to your mother saying you've been bad boys, I went and banged them. And I'm going for your mom's Stoke after I become champ. I like that. That was a little bit of an attitude. I didn't mind. Seeing that they both get laid out because you see Trent and Rocky beat them up because of what happened last week, you can say that's understandable. It was. Seeing them get destroyed was fine, okay, except, unless you guys saw it, because the replay I saw Christian with his arm in a chair, and Stoke wanted to take that, was it a Rolex? Maybe, gold Rolex. He was taking it off, and then they went to commercial, and I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? I'm going to have to go on YouTube and see if they had a replay of it, the entire thing, without a commercial, but taking off the watch, and they cut the commercial. So I don't know what happened. But then we get Darby after that, and his talk was pretty good. But still, it's irking me that Andrade doesn't also get that opportunity. Like that, instead of having to wait for MJF to give it to him. I'm not feeling that. But that's just me. Anybody else would be fine with it. Now, let me give you like this. Tekla. I like Tekla. I do. And seeing she's going up against... Why? I'm not against Jamie Hayter. I'm not. But what has she done as one of the Brawling Birds? And was it Brawling Birds? Yeah, Brawling Birds. And I'm like, when did she gain the opportunity? Was it on Collision? Did we get a replay of it? No. I'm like, I would have liked a little bit more than just seeing Tekla's interview next to threatening the interviewer with breaking her hands after she wines and dines her. I wish for more. Now, maybe we're going to get more as time goes on. Yes, of course, we're about to come up to Dynasty in a little bit, but maybe after that we'll get more and more better segments for the women, because they haven't been having great segments. But you never know. Now, the Don Callis family, something I've been waiting for. Since Kyle's out, there is no Okada and Kyle. You want Don to have Okada and Kateska, where they're saying, no, neither one of them want him, and he's made it clear, you both must do this. Do it, get it done. You are not the coach, I am the coach. Both of you want it. Now, Kateska did something that we have been waiting a while for, and it should have been done months ago. I want the International Championship. give me a match. And Okada's going, no, no, no. He says, okay. He says simply, if you both do this for me and this is done, he says, I need this done by two of the best we have. If you do this for me, you can get your shot to get this out of your system. Because look what happened during the trios match. They started fighting one another. Okada came down, staring him down, and they just started beating each other up until they got separated by the Don Callis family members. So finally, we will get something done. But then we're going to have to wait until Double or Nothing. I don't know when Double or Nothing is coming. I think it's next month. I don't remember. But the point here is that they are going to address this finally. This isn't like long-term booking, guys. I'm sorry. Long-term booking would give us more opportunity to see something from Okada and something from Kateska. But we got none of it. We had small little snippets, but they've been so far in between, it doesn't work. So finally they're going to address it and get it over with. Will it be good? I don't know. But at least they are addressing it. Now, the Jericho segment with the Demand. Let me give it like this. Hearing his talk before the Demand came out, I did like. He made it very clear, I'm not going anywhere. I took a risk on myself, and he made it very clear, not every risk is worked out, but I believe this was the best risk, and I'm going to sign my new contract here. But he made it very clear that he doesn't care which part of the card he's on, as long as he's doing something, or in the back. Now, do you always believe what he says? Not 100%. I still believe he likes being a wrestler. He still likes working out there with everybody. He doesn't like working in the back, at least not yet. Not until he reaches a point where he just can't perform anymore. And then he'll start working in the back. Being like Shawn Michaels. He's going to be like a Shawn Michaels. I'm sorry. He's been working, since 1990? 36 years. Sooner or later, he's going to end up like Shawn Michaels. He's going to be a trainer, or he's going to be part of creative. He's going to be something. So I see him like that. But the point here is this. When the Demand said, we don't want you, Ricochet, we don't want you, you're not needed, that was kind of reflecting on what the fans have been talking about. But let me give you like this. You don't understand me? You saying I can't wrestle? You just made my list. I know that's very melodramatic. I'm sorry. But let me give you like this. He's gone back to doing the list. Now, it was the most popular, one of the most popular, not the most popular, one of the most popular gimmicks he's ever had with Kevin Owens. And if he goes back to it, it will work. But the question's not going to be if it's going to work, but how long will it work? Guys, this has been done now twice. Both in WWE, I believe. He's done it twice, and now he's doing it here. The question's going to be how long will it be popular? Because people are going to like the list. I truly believe they will. But will it last for a while? Because going to a very old gimmick you used to do has been done by everybody at one point or another. But the question is, how long does it stay? And when you realize it doesn't work, how quickly will you transition to something else? That's going to be the big question. So him doing the list, and now he's going to be dealing with Ricochet at Dynasty, fine. Question's going to be, how long will it last? Finally, I'm going to talk about MJF, and I'm going to talk about, ankle. Sorry. I'm going to say this. Kenny talked well in the very beginning before MJF came out. MJF talked great. This is what we needed. We needed to have a little more plainness between the two. I'm going to say this. The final part where MJF was asked to shake my hand, and he didn't go for it, and he got his ass laid out by a V-trigger, was fine. But the problem I had was that ring. And I believe I got a shot of it. It's in my face. See this. That ring has always been a bane in MJF's side. No matter how much you think, well, it's not been bad. He has no longer been able to wear that. He's not supposed to wear the ring. Bandito's the one supposed to have the diamond ring, but they refuse to do it. And if they do a Dynamite diamond ring battle royal, again, while he's still using that ring, it's stupid if they do it. And at this point, I would have liked Kenny just grab that ring, keep it on his finger, and make it very clear and out loud, you're not even supposed to be wearing this shit. Who the hell you think you are? You're not a Dynamite diamond ring winner. And he takes the ring as an EVP. And he takes away from MJF, and he doesn't have it anymore. I would wanted that for that. But he takes it, kisses it, goes like this, and then he drops it right next to MJF, saying, I know all your tricks, I know all your moves. Then why didn't you keep the Dynamite diamond ring? That is something I don't agree with. But they just wanted to let him keep it. Then they should have stopped the battle royals and just make it permanent that it's his ring. That's just me. Now, did I like the show? Yeah. There were not that many matches, and there was a lot of content. A lot more than I expected. Some of it I don't agree with. Some of it is alright. Some of it is good. The segments were done pretty well. I don't know what happened to Christian Cage when that Rolex was being pulled off by Stoke. I don't know if he got his arm messed up or not. They just cut to a commercial. But it wasn't bad. And I hope you enjoyed this Dynamite. Peace.